This is the vlog for December 23rd, 2018, and it is Christmas Eve. And yeah, I have a little line from wearing my hat all afternoon. I was out shopping, doing Christmas shopping. I didn't actually do that much shopping because I don't have a lot of money to spend this year for obvious reasons. Um, but I spent a lot of time in the stores. I probably spent about 3 hours shopping today. And it was partly because trying to find a card at Bartell Drugs today, they had a tiny little section for Christmas cards that was off to one side, and usually I'm used to it being pretty slim pickings on Christmas Eve, actually, if I actually have to wait that late, or, don't have to. If I accidentally wait that late to go Christmas shopping, then pickings are slim, but I figured today there'd still be some. There were some, but in all honesty, I think what surprises me the most is that there were lots of for mom cards. There were only two slots that were for dad, and they were both empty. And there were a couple slots that were for parents that I didn't find anything in those slots, but I did manage to find a card for my parents in another slot that said for dad, I think. And I wrote them a nice little birthday message. And the card really spoke to me, talking about how when I was a kid, I didn't understand how much energy and how much love went into making Christmas so special. But as I've gotten older, I really have learned to appreciate that. My mom works her tail off, and my dad braves the shopping crowds every year and still provides a wonderful Christmas experience for all of us. This is going to be a little bit of a weird year. This is not just the first year my sister won't be in town, although she hasn't been in town for every Christmas. She spent Christmas with her in-laws a year or two ago, and that's good for her. But what's different this year is that I'm going to be without my parents, who are going to be out of town until New Year's Eve. I'm in fact taking them to the airport tomorrow morning, so I've got to get up early. I've got to get up in about 9 hours, actually, to take them to the airport. Fun. So I've got that to look forward to, but we decided to do our yearly Christmas smorgasbord, which we call it. We don't do a big fancy dinner the night before Christmas. We do a real easy dinner where we just set out crackers, cheese, fruit, sometimes some veggies, salmon. Smoked salmon is a favorite of my dad's. My sister really likes shrimp cocktail, but she wasn't here, so we didn't do shrimp cocktail this year. Mixed nuts, which were, I think, my mom's idea, and they were good. And a little champagne, a little bubbly. Oh, excuse me, Prosecco. It's not champagne unless it comes from the Champagne region of France. My parents were extraordinarily generous and got me a lot of money. I'm not going to say how much money. A lot of money in iTunes gift cards. Enough that I may be able to complete my collection of Marvel Cinematic Universe films with a couple other things on the side. We'll see. Tomorrow night, with my folks out of the house, I will probably watch Die Hard, my favorite Christmas movie. And then it's not going to be that bad. I'm not going to have Christmas breakfast. Mom's not going to be making me that. But I will be able to have dessert with my aunt and uncle 4 blocks removed. Karen and Greg Whittier are the parents of Kelsey Whittier. Kelsey lived in the next neighborhood over and played soccer with my sister when they were in middle school together. They've been great friends. Kelsey's been giving my sister a lot of information and advice about becoming a mother because her little William just turned 1 earlier this year. But oddly enough, I may have told this story before, Kelsey came to visit my sister. Well, she came to visit all of us when we were at Lake Ogoboji quite a few years ago, and Joe was smitten with her. My cousin Joe, who lives in Kansas City, and they just hit it off. And he is an extraordinary guy. He's a wizard when it comes to computer stuff. I think he works IT for a very, very big company. And she's a doctor. And I believe I don't know if it's residency or if it's something else, but she will be at the UW Medical Center next year. So they are moving from the Midwest out here with little William, and they're going to be quite local. And they're here in town for Christmas, and I'll be able to see them and all of the Whittier family, who have been, even though I didn't marry in, they've been extraordinarily welcoming and generous, although a little bit competitive with board games for the last half of a decade. And it's going to be nice to have someone to see on Christmas night. I'm going to keep doing all of these vlogs. I'm going to be very bored throughout much of my time, and I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to be bored. I have a lot to do. I'd really like to get this book done this week. We'll see how that goes. And I need to start looking for a job. And I'm going to be moving a lot of stuff into storage this week. So that's what I have to look forward to. But I have a little bit of time tonight before I sit down and watch West Wing. So I'm going to get to that, and I'm just going to say I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.